Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to make pumpkin chocolate chip sheet cake. You will need 2 cups of pumpkin, 2 cups of sugar, 4 eggs, 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 3/4 of a cup of oil, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1 teaspoon baking soda, half a teaspoon of salt, 2 cups of flour. That's all for the cake. And for the frosting, you're going to need 1 8-ounce package of cream cheese, softened, 1 cube of butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 pounds of powdered sugar. Now I've just put all the ingredients here in the bowl, no particular order, I just put them in, and then I will mix it up, and then I'll put it into my pan. Okay, I've got it all mixed up now, and I almost forgot the most important thing, chocolate chips. We got to add those in before we put it to the pan. I usually add about 2 cups of chocolate chips. If you like it more or less, that doesn't matter. That's kind of just whatever you want to do. And this is a super good like fall thing too. So I'm making this for Thanksgiving dinner because I hate pie. So I am making this instead. So it's a good option for that. And I've also made it for my daughter's birthday the last couple of years because her birthday is in October. So it's a nice fall cake. I have cut it up and it seems to hold together well. So if you want to like do a layered cake or some sort of a cake design or anything like that, it seems to hold together pretty good for that. So once you get this all mixed together with just one second, honey, okay? When you get this all mixed together with the chocolate chips, you're just going to put it on a regular sized cookie sheet. Okay, so I've just put it here on my cookie sheet. Once you kind of plop it on there, it's a little thick, so it won't just kind of run into the corners. So you kind of need to spread it to the corners. It'll rise up a little bit, but it's a pretty thin cake because it is a sheet cake. So if you wanted to make it thicker, I would imagine you can just put it in a regular cake pan and it'll be thicker. But I usually just do it on a cookie sheet. So once you get it all spread out as evenly as possible, you're going to put it in the oven at 350 for 30 minutes. While that's baking, I'm going to be making my frosting. Okay, and for the frosting, it is a cream cheese frosting. It calls for 1 8-ounce package of softened cream cheese, 1 cube of butter, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 2 pounds of powdered sugar. Now when I've made this, I find that it is enough for the cake to probably use about half that amount. You don't have to use that whole amount if you don't want to. It just depends on how heavy you like the frosting. But I usually half the recipe, and I actually have some left over from a recipe that I made earlier. So I am actually halving my recipe today. So in here I have 4 ounces of cream cheese and a half of a cube of butter, and a half a teaspoon of vanilla. So you're going to just put that in the bowl and get your powdered sugar and slowly add it in. Another thing too is the powdered sugar, it calls for 2 pounds even in a full recipe. I don't typically use the full 2 pounds. I don't measure it either though. I usually leave about that much left at the bottom of the bag. It's plenty sweet for me. If you like it sweeter, you can add the whole thing, but you don't need to. So add this, have it all softened, slowly add in your powdered sugar, and I will let you know what it looks like. Oh, and also I have used like original sour cream, or cream cheese, sorry. I've used fat-free, and I've also used that, what is it called? I can't remember what it's called. It's not the real cream cheese. It starts with an N. Anyways, I've used that also. All of them work out just fine. So let me get this mixed up, and I'll let you see what it is. So as I'm mixing here, let me shut the mixer off. As I'm mixing here, it looks like it's going to be a lot of powdered sugar, but I promise it will mix in. Okay, I have mixed all the frosting together, so this is about what it looks like. This is kind of the consistency of it, so it's a little bit thinner than some frostings, but it's really easy to spread. So I'm just going to wait for my sheet cake to come out of the oven, and then I will let you see it. Okay, I've just pulled the sheet cake out of the oven. It's real warm, so I'm going to let it cool off, and then I will frost it. And as you can see, the chocolate chips will stay at the top. Some recipes, they sink down to the bottom, and you get lots of chocolate at the bottom, but this actually does pretty good. If you add it at the end, get it right in the oven, they seem to not sink down into the bread too much, or into the cake too much. So I'll let that cool, and then I will frost it, and I'll show you the final product when it's done. It has cooled off now, and as you can see, I have frosted it. yeah, I mean, it's simple. You just frost it on there. This is half of the frosting recipe. And then I probably had like another 3/4 of a cup in the fridge. So it's maybe like 3/4 of a recipe. It's not super thick, but thick enough. So anyways, that's about what I like. I like about half of it. So whatever you choose to do, I'm sure it's going to be delicious. I hope you guys enjoy it. And let me know if you make it. Like this video if you like cooking recipes, and maybe I will keep doing them. See you later.